Hello everyone, welcome back. This is going to be not the video I planned on making, but I told myself I wanted to film more candid and real content this year. So I do intend to do that. When I went to sleep last night, I put my camera next to the bed so I could film a kind of morning get ready with me video or whatever. And then, well, to be honest, I have not been sleeping well for the past week or so. I'm definitely going through something a little bit rough right now. Basically, at the moment, I am pregnant, but not with a viable pregnancy. I should give a trigger warning for anybody watching this. There will be the mention of loss. I had filmed like a live pregnancy test video last week, and it wasn't even something that I necessarily thought I would ever post, but I thought, you know what, why don't I film this just in case the test is positive and in case it's something I want to look back on. I have not watched that footage yet. You may or may not see it. I did get a positive pregnancy test, and I allowed myself to feel really excited about it for a couple of days before pretty definitively coming to the conclusion that it was going to be an early loss, otherwise known as a chemical pregnancy. And that's what I thought was happening to me. My doctor encouraged me to get blood drawn just to check my levels, and I got my levels drawn twice. They hadn't really risen that much, which was indicative of what I had suspected. However, after that, I started having more pregnancy symptoms that hadn't been present at first, and my pregnancy test started darkening a lot more, which led me to believe that my levels were rising. And now I'm really a bit worried about having an ectopic pregnancy, which is where a pregnancy implants outside of the uterus, like in your fallopian tube, and it can be really dangerous. It is a medical emergency if your tube ruptures. So now it's just kind of a waiting game, waiting to see what's gonna happen. I'm definitely pregnant, and it's too early really to get a scan and assess. I will probably have one in the next couple of days just to see if an ultrasound can detect a pregnancy outside of the uterus, or if it looks like it's in the right spot, which hopefully is the case, because the ideal scenario right now is that I just miscarry naturally. Yeah, I mean, if my body can do its job and I don't have to get any type of intervention, I don't have to take any type of medication, that really is what I want at this point. So until then, I'm just kind of waiting, and the waiting really sucks. It's not been fun. It's stressful, it's anxiety provoking, I don't know, I don't want to be sleeping and have one of my fallopian tubes rupture, and then I have to go to the emergency room and get surgery. I'm hoping that whatever is going to happen, we can catch it early enough to treat it before that happens. And basically I just have to distract myself until then, because my choices are to sit at home and harp on what's happening and weigh all possible scenarios, but no one really is gonna know what is happening until the pregnancy continues to progress. But yeah, I've been kind of on and off feeling anxious about it, and I thought today we would just hang out and I could, I don't know, show you some things that I'm doing to get my mind off the current situation. Hopefully if you're watching this and you're going through the same thing, you are doing okay. We are going through it together. And yeah, today I hired this babysitter that comes sometimes to watch Honor. She's really great, and they just left to go to the park. So I'm home all alone and I can do whatever I want. I thought I would open some packages because I've ordered some stuff recently. And then I thought I could cook something and maybe work on a project I've been wanting to start. So I'll just be sharing with you guys what I'm doing today, and I will also update you with what's going on. I'm going to go to the doctor tomorrow morning, or at least to the lab, to get more blood work, and hopefully that should shed a little bit more light on what's going on. If my hormone levels continue to increase a lot more, then that might point even more towards an ectopic pregnancy. If I need to get an ultrasound, I will do that. And I don't know, I mean, right now I feel fine, but if you are having an ectopic pregnancy, you don't always have symptoms at first. So I'm just really hoping and wishing that is not happening, because to be honest, it's one of my worst fears with trying to conceive and pregnancy and all that stuff. I know many women have gone through it. I know probably a lot of people watching this have had an ectopic, even though it's not super common, but it's not uncommon either. I think it's like one to two in every 100 pregnancies is ectopic. So that's still, like, to me, quite frequently occurring. I'm in Honor's room, by the way. I don't know if you guys have ever really seen her room, but at the moment, it's full of crap, like filming equipment and random stuff. This is my old bar key, my wine key. And this is what I open packages with. Bartenders, you feel me or what? Here are the boxes. We'll start with the most relevant unboxing. Curology. And this video is sponsored by Curology. This is a mandatory product for everyone. If you have not tried it, please do. This is the Curology sunscreen. I got the lip balm. And then I have my 3 monthly staples. The cleanser, my future proof formula, and their rich moisturizer. Now let me tell you guys quickly, and I know I've said it many times, but I started using Curology because I have struggled with acne for my whole life. And though it may not appear like I have acne, pregnancy wreaks havoc on my skin, and it's starting to do the same thing again. Even though this pregnancy won't result in a live birth, I'm getting pimples. I have tons of little spots all over my face. Hormones have always been the main factor for the acne that I've experienced in my life. It's cyclical, like with my cycle. So even if I'm not pregnant, after I ovulate each month, my skin gets oily as my progesterone increases, and that's when I tend to have more breakouts. Thank God for Curology. I don't know what I would do without their products. People always ask me if I really use their line, and the answer is yes, every single day. The cleanser is the best cleanser for me. The sunscreen, same deal. When I first signed up for Curology, like when I first started using their products, I was using their custom acne formula. But then once I got pregnant, I switched to their future proof formula, which still has acne fighting ingredients in it, but they are not contraindicated in pregnancy and during breastfeeding. And now I'm pregnant again, at least temporarily. So I haven't yet switched back to the acne formula, but I do plan to do that at some point. If you guys are interested in trying Curology out, they have a special offer right now where you can get your first box for just $5, and you can go to the link in my description box below and you can see if the products work for you. Okay, on to the second box. The rest will be quick, okay, I promise. So this one is from Barnes & Noble, and I got a leather-bound address book because something I've always wanted to do is have an address book with like tangible written down addresses for friends and family. Despite like using our phones for everything, there are many times when I find myself needing someone's address. You know, sometimes things just come up and you want to send a card or a gift or flowers or something like that, and it's nice to not have to ask. I'm really excited about this. It's like a great thing to do. And then I got this book. It's called First Lie Wins. I don't even remember what this is about. I just saw it on the site and wanted to order a book so that I could get free shipping. I've been reading so much more than I used to before I had a kid. When Honor goes down for bed, I love to read. I have a whole bunch of other books that I ordered in the bedroom. Maybe I'll show some of those to you guys later. But if you guys have any good books that you are reading lately and you want to share, feel free. If anyone has read this book, also let me know how it is. So the last box is from Cézanne. I'm obsessed, you guys. I love everything that they have. It's like clothes for, I don't know, middle-aged women, moms. It's a French brand. You've probably seen them on TikTok and stuff. People are always showing their boxes with like their full-on address. Don't do that. But anyways, I'm really excited for this. I have been saving it to open on a day when I'm not feeling like my best, and this is perfect. The packaging is always really cute. So the first thing I got is this embroidered tablecloth. It's cotton. It's so pretty. I'm really into tablecloths these days. I don't know what that says about my age. It's been really nice to make the table look very, I don't know, put together, you know, setting it with a tablecloth and napkins and just, I don't know, I love it. And then I also got, I think, some clothes. So I got this shirt. Just like a cream colored kind of sweater. What I really like about Cézanne is that a lot of their fabrics or natural materials. Not all of them, but you can, you know, go through the site and see. I've been trying to just buy some more clothes that make me feel presentable as a tired parent. So that's cute. And this is super cute, very French. This is also kind of like a sweater material, and this is 100% cotton, made in France. I thought this would be cute just to, I don't know, like take Honor to school in or something. So that's my little haul. Look at this berry situation.
Nice.
So one of my goals of the year is to not let any berries go bad or get moldy. I've been washing them right after I buy them and then doing a little vinegar rinse, like diluted white vinegar, and it really works. Not only do they last longer, but they're already just ready to go. You don't have to wash them, and I feel like this is the move. I can't even tell you how much money has been wasted over the years from moldy berries, and sometimes I feel like they get moldy in a day. No longer will that happen. Nick, do you want some?
Sure.
Just want them by themselves?
Thank you. Fuck out of here.
Look at these really beautiful flowers that Nick got me.
With the homeless man in the background.
Nick,
Nothing wrong with the unhoused.
look at these really beautiful flowers that Nick got me. When these were delivered, I did think somebody was trying to break into the house.
And what'd you do?
Called the neighbors. What would you do? I called the neighbors and they came over with their attack dog. Their attack dog, aka their very, very big golden retriever. Just came in Honor's room quickly because she's sleeping in our bed, and when she hears my voice, she wakes up. So I'm trying to keep it quiet in another room and just kind of give a quick update. I honestly don't feel like I have the mental capacity to give a very long update, but basically, a couple days ago, I found out that my pregnancy is indeed an ectopic pregnancy, which is really like my worst fear when it comes to pregnancy. And I had a feeling from the beginning that this was happening. I tried to, I mean, I can't even tell you how many Reddit searches I did trying to find like alternate endings, but I really had a feeling this was an ectopic pregnancy, even though I didn't present with the classic symptoms of ectopic pregnancy right away. I feel like a lot of people probably have no idea what that is. I won't explain it in too much detail, but an ectopic pregnancy is basically where an embryo implants outside of the uterus. In order for a pregnancy to be viable, it needs to be in utero, and generally when a pregnancy is ectopic, it implants in a fallopian tube. Rarely it can implant elsewhere, but usually, like in the vast majority of cases, it's in the fallopian tube. It's something that is not super common, but I personally know 4 or 5 people who have had them, maybe more, and you know, maybe some of my friends have had them and have not openly shared, which is fine, but I know 4 or 5 people who have had them and talked about them, and everyone that I know who has had an ectopic pregnancy has had a rupture, which is a life-threatening condition. So it's definitely a very, very scary situation. And yeah, I mean, I feel like I have gone through waves of deep fear, even though I do believe everything's going to be okay. I'm lucky to have caught it early, but I definitely feel scared. When a pregnancy is growing inside of your fallopian tube, it can only grow so large before it ruptures your tube. And yeah, if you don't get treatment from a ruptured tube, you die. You essentially internally bleed to death. Like, you hemorrhage to death. I mean, it's serious. I'm like almost 6 weeks pregnant, I think. Many ectopic pregnancies are not discovered until like 6 to 8 weeks, sometimes even when you're further along. I hear Honor. I gotta go get her. Okay, I'm back. I told myself when I was making dinner that I didn't need to explain all of the shit that I'm explaining in this video. but I did want to share what was happening. You know, especially because I feel like right now on social media, there's this whole movement of women who go through pregnancy and labor without medical intervention at all. Some of them do home births, some of them have a midwife, some of them don't have any intervention. I support whatever people choose to do, but I also want to be clear that if something feels wrong or if you're experiencing symptoms during pregnancy or other that don't feel right, whether you just have like a feeling that something's not right or you really are having symptoms that are, you know, notably not good, like pain, bleeding. I mean, some of those things can be normal, but if you have any questions, please see a doctor and get checked out, because what I'm going through, it kills people. I feel like people can easily be influenced on social media that there's just one right way to do things. And I know that the movement that's happening with home births and just shaming any type of medical intervention, I think that can easily influence people to not seek help when they need it. And if you are having an ectopic pregnancy, or if you have symptoms of an ectopic pregnancy, you need to see a doctor. In some cases, they do resolve on their own, but more often than not, they don't, and you need treatment, or you are facing a life-threatening situation. I don't know. I mean, I'm definitely not looking forward to my treatment options. It's really weird to be pregnant knowing that the pregnancy is not viable, but you're still having like pregnancy symptoms and you still feel pregnant, and the pregnancy is naturally not coming to an end. And that's what's happening to me right now. It's very unsettling. I want to say that out of all 3 of my losses, and this will be a loss, it just isn't yet, I want to say that this is the worst for several different reasons. It's a situation I never thought I would be in, and I really hope that I am never in this situation ever again. I'm really lucky that I am such a good advocate for my own health, because sometimes these things are overlooked. Sometimes doctors don't take their patients seriously, especially when they're women. I'm just lucky that I knew something was wrong and I followed through with not just my intuition, but my personal findings. Like I said, I didn't have classic ectopic symptoms, but the way that the pregnancy was progressing was, to me, indicative of an ectopic pregnancy. I was right. So it never hurts to get checked out when you're feeling like, you know, when you feel like something is not right. Today has not been my happiest day. I feel like I've kind of been not the best, like not the most present parent for the last couple days to honor, which is not a good feeling. And ultimately it's okay. I don't need to play with my kid 24/7. She's fine. I mean, I do want to spend all of my time with her, honestly, but my point is that if you have some off days, it's okay. You got to give yourself a break. I am hard on myself about that. Just, I don't want to let her down, and I don't want her to think that I don't love her because I'm, you know, thinking of all these other things in my head and just not being as present with her. This has definitely been a challenging thing to go through, but I am okay. Like I said before, I'm going to get through it and I will be just fine. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for listening to me talk. I'm really sorry for anyone who is going through this, and I wish I could give you a hug. Out of all of my female friends who have kids, almost every single one of them has had a miscarriage, at least one, like almost every one of them. I know a couple people who haven't, but most of my friends, especially those with multiple children, almost every single one has had a loss. And some of my friends who haven't, you know, maybe they just haven't talked about them. So if you're going through this, you're not alone. Your body is not broken. Fuck, thank God we live in a time when medical intervention can save lives in these types of situations, because if I was going through this in like 17th century, you know, I would die. Oh my God. Okay, I gotta stop thinking about death. I already think about it way too much. Not in a suicidal way, but in a horribly fearful way. And I'm actually in therapy for that right now, so I'll talk about that in another video. Okay, thank you guys for watching. I hope you're all having a good night. I am off to finish my dinner and watch Love is Blind Sweden. which is just a nice, stupid distraction right now. I will see you guys all very soon in my next video, and I will talk to you then.